If you're trying to track work hours, manage remote teams, or stop guessing where time is being wasted, this Hubstaff tutorial will help you, as I'll be showing you exactly how to use Hubstaff step by step even if you are a complete beginner. By the end of this tutorial, you'll know how to track time correctly, monitor activity ethically, and also manage projects, generate reports, and even run payroll. Now, let's get started. Now, what is Hubstaff? Hubstaff is a time tracking and workforce management tool. Companies use it to track employee work hours, monitor activity levels, and also manage projects and generate reports. You can also use it to pay teams accurately. It's especially popular for remote teams, freelancers, agencies, and field workers, but it is not made for everyone. Hubstaff is best for managing a remote or hybrid team. If you need proof of work for clients and you want accurate payroll and need visibility into productivity, you only need simple timers. Hubstaff may be overkill, but for teams it's powerful. Now all you need to do is go onto hubstaff.com. From there you'll be able to sign up for completely free for 14 days. You don't need a credit card or anything like that. And you'll simply enter your work email. Now once you're signed up, you'll be redirected to a page just like this. And by the way, they'll ask you some basic information. For example, if you're a business or owner, or if you're going to sign up on a team, just some basic information to customize your dashboard. Once you have fulfilled those information, you'll simply tap on create organization, and from there you can input your organization name. And by the way, when you go onto the pricing page, I want you to ensure that you scroll all the way down to the bottom, and then from there you're going to see the option continue without choosing a plan. Once you have done that, you'll be redirected to a page just like this. From here, you're going to tap on explore on my own in the bottom left hand corner. Once you have done that, you're going to see the dashboard option from the left hand menu option. What I want you to do next is, once on your dashboard, the first thing I want you to do is go over to the left-hand menu option. Once on the left-hand menu option, you're going to scroll down, and from here, you're going to see the option members. You're going to tap on members right here, and this is where you'll be able to invite team members. So you can tap on add members, or you can simply import members, as you can see right here. So you have two different options. Now, after you have added your member, the next thing you'll need to do is add clients. To add clients, you'll go over to the left-hand menu option once more, and you're just going to tap on project management. After selecting project management, from there, I want you to scroll down a bit, and you're going to select clients. After you have selected clients, you'll be redirected to a new page, and you're going to tap on add client. And from here, you can create your client. So for example, I'm just going to be creating a client real quick. After you have done that, you can add in the address. You can also add in the contact info, email address. And then from there, you can select the budget for that particular client. But we'll leave that as is. And then you'll just tap on save. Once it has been saved, you can see right there that the client has been created. After creating your client, the next thing you're going to do is create a project. And a project is basically the task that you would like to complete for that particular client. So you're going to tap on projects, then select add project from the top right hand corner. After you have selected add project, you can give the project a name. For example, let's say create thumbnail. So I'll type that in real quick. After you have done that, you're going to tap on select a client, and you'll select the client that you're doing the work for. And if you like to assign it to a particular team member, you can select members. Then from here, you'll select the team member that you like to assign it to. You can also, for example, you can see works on the project will not see other users. You can select that or so on. You have other options that you can also customize depending on the type of project. By the way, you can choose whether you like it to be billable or not. And you also have different options that you can customize. Once you're finished, you're just going to tap on save. And you can see that we have created our project. Now that you have created your project, the next thing we'll be doing is starting that project and showing you how to track a team member. So what I want you to do is go over to the left-hand menu option. You're given a few options. For example, let's say someone or a team member were to go onto Hubstaff, sign in as a team member. They automatically see the option at the top left-hand corner right here to open the timer. But what Hubstaff also offers if they were to go over to the left hand menu option and tap on activity. From there, you're going to see the option to download the Hubstaff app, or given the device, you can download it on Chrome or so on. If you don't see that option, what I would recommend you do is go onto hubstaff.com/download and you'll be redirected to a page just like this. From this page, you can choose the device. So for example, I'm on a Mac, so I will select Hubstaff for Mac OS. If you're on a Windows device, you can select Windows. If it's Linux, you can select Linux. If it's mobile, you can select mobile and you can choose to download the extension. You're given numerous options. By downloading one of these options or installing one of these options, better yet, you'll be able to monitor your team members' activities on different devices. So you can select whichever one of these options, or better yet, your team member will choose one of these options. Once they have downloaded it, let's say for example I downloaded this option, so for the back, so if I were to minimize this, at the top of my page you can see a timer right here. You're going to see the timer option. And by the way, to install it, it is quite straightforward. Once you have downloaded it, for example on a Mac, you'll simply tap on the download icon in the top right hand corner. Then from there you'll select Hubstaff, so you'll tap right here and it is just going to carry you to the file. Once it has carried you to the file, all you need to do now, you'll simply drag this into applications, and it is going to automatically open in downloads. Once it opens in download, you'll simply right click, then tap on open, and from there you're going to see the app and you're just going to sign in. Once you have signed in, all you need to do now is tap on the timer. Once you have tapped on the timer, from there you can select the project. So for example, they'll select the project create thumbnail. After they have tapped on the project create thumbnail, you can see that the timer automatically starts. Once the timer starts, if there is a case that they would like to pause it or stop working, they can do that. So you can tap on show timer and you will see it right here. And let's say for example you like to pause for a minute, let's say you're going to the restroom or whatever, you can simply tap on stop timer. After you have stopped the timer, if it is a case you like to start it again, you can simply tap on it and it will continue, as you can see right there. And it will monitor your time that you spend on a particular project. So in this way, you'll be able to give an accurate time span that you have spent on a particular project, and you'll also be able to bill a client if you are billing the client per project or per hour or so on. So you'll be able to monitor your time. Another thing that I like about Hubstaff is once you start or once you download the app, it automatically takes a screenshot, so you'll be able to see what that particular team member is doing. And you can also set it up that it takes screenshots at different times. To do this, you're going to go back into the Hubstaff dashboard and you're just going to tap on activity. Then you would select screenshots from the left hand menu option. After you have selected screenshots, if you were to look in the bottom right hand corner of my page, you can see a screenshot right here. And if I were to tap on it, you can see right there that it took a screenshot when I was starting. So that's how it works. And if we were to go back, let's say I were to go back real quick. If we were to go back onto the screenshot page, then tap on settings in the top right hand corner, you will be redirected to a page just like this. From this page, you can set up the frequency or when you would like screenshots to be taken. Excuse me. So for example, at the moment it will automatically be set at one screenshot every 10 minutes. You can choose how often you would like to take it, as you can see right there, or if you don't want to take any. So you can set the frequency. You can also tap on screenshot blur and you can choose to blur it out, or you have different options that you can select from when it comes onto Hubstaff. Now let's go over to the left hand menu option once more. If we were to tap on timesheets, you can see the different projects, as you can see right here. And you can see the time that has been spent. So if we were to tap on a particular timing, so let's say this timing right here, from here you are given a few options. You can choose to edit the timing if you want, and you can add in a reason. You have different options. So for example, if you would like to increase or decrease the set amount of time that the person has spent, you can do that. You can also tap on actions, and from here you can see edit time entry, split time entry, or you can choose to delete time entry. Or if it is a case that you would like to manually add time, you can do that by tapping on add time in the top right hand corner right here, and you'll be able to add time. And if we were to go over to the left hand menu option once more, this is where you'll be able to approve timesheets. By selecting approval, you'll be able to approve timesheets, so you can tap on setup. After you have tapped on setup, from here you can select the team member. So you can select the team member right there. After you have selected the team member, you can choose the pay period, whether it be weekly, twice per month, bi-weekly, or monthly. You can select whichever one of these options. Then you'll tap on save. Now after you have tapped on save, the page is going to refresh. Once the page refresh, you can see the amount of time that they have spent on a particular project. And you can also see the screenshots, as you can see right here. Now the next thing you'll do is, let me go back real quick. The next thing you'll do is you can select the team member or the project. After you have done that, all you need to do now is tap where you see actions. Then from there, you can tap on approve if you would like to approve it. After you have tapped on approve, you can see right there that the timesheet has been approved. Once it has been approved, you can select approve right here. And you can monitor it, so you can see the approved timesheet. Then from there, you can select to view it if you want. You can choose to deny it, and you can also choose to pay. So you'll select pay, and from there, you'll be able to pay the freelancer. So that's how you'll be able to use it. If we were to go over to the left hand menu option, from there, you can also select activity and tap on apps. And from here, you'll be able to see the apps that your team members are using. So you can tap on got it, and from there, you'll be able to monitor the apps. You'll also be able to monitor the URL activity by selecting URL. If we were to select insights from the left hand menu option, this is where you'll be able to get automatic insights on what they're doing. So for example, if we were to continue with one of these, you'll see an example right here. So you can see suspicious application, and you can, this is the same example, or better the same view you'll be getting depending on your team members and what they're doing. So you'll be able to know if they're doing something unusual. If you were to select locations, you can also set up multiple locations, and you can use their geo-fencing feature. So you can use that feature at an additional cost. And by tapping on job sites, this is where you'll be able to add in different locations. So if it is a case that your freelancers will be working in-house and also on different projects, you can set that up. By selecting project management, this is where you'll be able to view your projects or import projects. You can also view reports. By selecting reports, you'll be able to monitor the reports, as you can see right here. And by scrolling down, you can also tap on financials. And this is where you'll be able to connect, for example, Wise and different platforms. And by the way, to integrate those platforms are quite straightforward. All you need to do is tap on settings in the bottom left hand corner. After you have tapped on settings, you'll be redirected to a new page. On this new page, you'll be able to install different apps. On this new page, you'll simply tap on all integrations. After you have selected all integrations, this is where you'll be able to connect Wise and different platforms, as you can see right here. By scrolling down, you can see the different options that you are given. So you'll be able to connect whichever one of these payment methods you want. Another thing that you can also do, if we were to go back to the settings page, you can edit your company information. You can also edit the permissions that you'll be given each team member. So these are the different options that you can set up. You can also set up the time off policy, work breaks, overtime, and so on. And now let's look at the pricing when it comes onto Hubstaff. When it comes on to Hubstaff pricing, you can get started for as low as $7 per month. This is for 2 seats, and it can go up to $25 per month, as you can see right here. It all depends on the amount of team members that you have and also the amount of features that you want. So for example, if we were to select the $7 option, after you have selected that option, you can also see that they have an upsell. So you can add the insights option, Or you can choose to scroll down. You can see the silent app option, which will quietly track team productivity on company managed devices. You also have the task option that you can add, and all of these are additional money that you'll have to pay. So these are other ways that they upsell you, so you can pay for even more if you want. So you can see, to get the full use of Hubstaff, you'll actually end up spending a pretty penny. Now here are some pro tips and common mistakes. First, tracking time without projects and using screenshots without team consent. And also ignoring reports or over focusing on activity levels. The best practice, I would say, is use Hubstaff as a management tool, not surveillance. And that's basically it. If you manage people, time, or client work, Hubstaff is one of the most complete time tracking tools available. It's not just a timer, it's a full workforce management system. Hope you found this tutorial helpful and informative.